All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of the coin. Another day, another stream, and another madness of all sorts of news that's going around. Man, I'm ready to unpack all of those news with you guys. Once again, I'm going to be streaming by myself because I really want to connect with you guys and love doing this by myself where I can actually see the comments that you guys have and really try and connect with those comments and basically have, address those comments as well. Any sort of questions that you have, I want to discuss the juicy ones, of course. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of comments, but it's very difficult to keep track of everything. But the juicy ones that catch my eyes, I will definitely talk about. Obviously, already this morning, the whole Lukaku situation. Big article came on the Athletic by Simon Johnson, which we want to talk about. Kane news just dropped literally moments ago, which few people, you guys have DM'd me to let me know about that. So really want to discuss about that. I wasn't planning to talk about Kane. As you can see, I don't have Kane on my thumbnail, but it's definitely a point to talk about because Thomas Tuchel's first choice was Harry Kane. So it's going to be very interesting. And the whole Tammy Abraham situation, apparently he spoke to Arteta straight after the game yesterday, and he's convinced he wants to stay at Arsenal. So that's going to be very interesting. And the Ruben Loftus-Cheek situation as well. It is going to move very, very quick now, ladies and gentlemen, as we are getting so close to the Premier League season. Things are going to fire up. But before we get into all of that, you guys are buzzing. There's nearly 30 people live. First of all, smash that like button. Get it up to 30 likes, as Justice is saying already. Get it up to 30 likes straight away, guys. It just helps the channel out a lot. As I've always said, can't stress enough how much the likes are directly correlated in the growth of this channel. So if you enjoy this channel and you really want this channel to do well, and you guys are here on a daily basis, smash the like button. And subscribe if you're here for the first time. We're literally now close to 6.5 subscribers, and we are moving mad towards 7,000. I want to shout some of you guys out and connect with you guys first up before we get into some of these news. First of all, Drew, thank you so much for joining, my man. Kartik, thank you heaps for joining, and thanks heaps for sending me the DM about the Kane news, which I got to see. Yusuf, my man, thank you heaps. Big up, Miz, and all, thank you heaps, my man. Might not join you guys, sorry, that's from Yusuf. That's fine, Yusuf. You can always check this out later on as well. Declan in Ireland, my man, is here like always. Really liking that. Bikram is here. Thank you heaps, my man. Roman, hope Roman have watched yesterday's match, how we create so many chances, yet we score so little. Same story so far. Yeah, and we will talk about this. We've talked about this plenty of times. I think people know that the striking situation is not a secret. It's pretty much open for everyone to see how badly we need a striker. Bonolo is saying Kane to Chelsea. We'll talk about this. It's very interesting. Yusuf is saying Ishan probably joining. Ishan's not joining today, ladies and gentlemen. He's actually busy with some work, so he's out, but hopefully he'll be here tomorrow if everything goes well. And we've got Frederick here, my man. Thank you so much, Frederick, for joining. Football Style, it's been a while, my man. Thanks for joining and catching this particular stream. Spurs are down catastrophic. Sir Daddy is here, my man. Thank you so much for joining. PR Zemo 36 is here as well. Great to see you, Justice, as I said. The Undertaker, yes, the Undertaker is here. I haven't seen you for a little while, my man. Did you see Kane not turned up for training today? Yep, the news is out, so we'll talk about that, the Undertaker. Jaswant is here. Thoughts on Tino deal? Yep. You know what, Jaswant? That is obviously a very interesting topic as well. There's just so much that's going on. Literally, you just have to be 24/7 streaming about all of this news. But the Tino deal, I'm trying to get a couple of Southampton guys I had last season when we played Southampton. Match day vlogs. They've got a YouTube channel, the Southampton boys, Mike and Jack. So I'm trying to get them on hopefully sometime very, very soon and talk about the Tino deal, because obviously Tino Livramento is going to Southampton. So we'll have that as a separate piece. I don't think that Tino Livramento news is official as yet, but it looks like it's going to get done. £5 million deal, which is, wow, unbelievable for a particular player that hasn't even put a foot down on the Premier League yet and only has 1 year left. I find that unbelievable. That the talent that these guys have is insane. Justice is saying Miz is better. We sign Haaland than Lukaku no matter what. Yep, we're going to unpack everything. Just want to give more shout outs to the people that are live. Bias for Reason is here as well. Jestech, thank you so much for joining, my man. It's really great to see you. Mazin is here. Matt Lowe is back and has told some people like Worldwide Chels that it will be announced. It will be announced. What will be announced, Mazin? Do you mind letting me know what you're talking about here? Matt Lowe is back and has told some people like Worldwide Chels that it will be announced. What will be announced? If you just don't mind telling me that. But yeah, you're right. Matt Law was on holiday. I didn't know that he's back, so it'll be interesting to check out on Twitter exactly what's going on from Matt, that Haaland deal. Okay. Are you sure? Matt Law's talking to Worldwide Chels. Let's see. I mean, I respect Worldwide Chels a lot, but let's see what happens over there. We've got Sam as well. Thank you so much for joining. Sam Pratik is here. Callum is here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got nearly 50 people live. Let's get those likes up to 50 straight away. We're going to start talking about some of these news and start unpacking it. I think first up, we will talk about the Lukaku thing, and then we'll touch on the Harry Kane stuff, which will be very, very interesting. All right, let's bring up the first bit of news. Let's check this out. Okay, let's have a look over here. Yeah, so this is the article that was dropped basically by The Athletic. Let me just enlarge that, bring that down a bit. Okay, here we go. So this article, I've read it. I can summarize exactly sort of what was said in the article, but Simon Phillips over here has written that, well, tweeted that Chelsea have made 2 bids for Romelu Lukaku so far, which is a strong signal of intent. It also provides an indication of where they now see their chances of acquiring Haaland. This is straight from The Athletic. This is just basically a summary and pretty much what I was going to say as well. I mean, the whole Athletic article goes on to talk about many other things. Let me just bring this up. But pretty much the summary is that Chelsea have made 2 bids. But let me just read out some of the extracts from this particular article. Let's go and read some of the juicy parts. Okay, talks of Chelsea's interest intensified in Italy last week. There were reports of offers being made to Inter Milan and personal terms being proposed to the centre forward. So what is really going on? The Athletic understands Chelsea have made 2 bids for the 28-year-old so far, which is a strong signal of intent. It also provides an indication of where they now see their chances of acquiring Haaland. But why are they making such a move when Lukaku has already declared publicly he is staying at Inter Milan, as he did when speaking to Belgian television in June? It is not as if he sounded like he had a change of heart last week when interviewed by Serie A Club's in-house channel. So all of this stuff that we saw last week, ladies and gentlemen, that, well, not even last week, just a few days ago when the news was coming out that Lukaku apparently rejected Chelsea, doesn't want to come to Chelsea, and there was rumors that there was a bid. Looks like the rumors are true, and looks like the fact that Lukaku rejected Chelsea is also true, because this is what the Athletic is saying, that Serie A Club's in-house channel. So some of the conversation seems to be true. And then the Athletic article continues to say, Lukaku scored 24 goals to help Inter Milan win Serie A last season, said, We hope to do well and achieve even more than last year. I'm thrilled to be back. We hope to continue down the path that we've started and to keep winning. All the players will work hard to make your dreams come true. All right, I'm going to stop reading there because, there's a lot more going on. Now, this is where I want to hear from you guys, live chat. 65 of you guys are on at the moment. I'm a little bit confused. I really am. I'm very confused of this whole situation, because when I logically think about this situation, and hear me out, and this is where I want to know what you guys think about this. And of course, we're going to talk about the Harry Kane situation. Matt Law, just about a week and a bit ago, in the London is Blue podcast, which I played the clips to you guys, said that, and if you guys believe in Matt Law, and you probably should, because he's so directly involved and he's got good sources inside, generally gets his news right. He said Thomas Tuchel's first choice was actually Harry Kane. He doesn't care about any rivalries. He doesn't understand it. Obviously, he's new over here, and he's not bothered about that. So his first choice was Harry Kane. And as I said, I will talk about Harry Kane because there's some madness with Harry Kane that's happening with Spurs. But obviously, Matt Law then goes on to talk about that, Harry Kane is nearly impossible because of the rivalry, and Daniel Levy probably won't be doing business with us after what we've seen with Modric, a few seasons, ages ago, I suppose. So that one was kind of eliminated. Even Matt Law himself said that that's near impossible. He's also said categorically that the Haaland situation is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. He thinks the wages is absurd. He thinks the transfer fee is absurd. He thinks paying the agent fees and Alfie Haaland is absurd. So he thinks the whole situation is absurd. And in his perspective, he doesn't think this is going to happen. And he keeps continuing talking about the whole Lukaku situation. And he says that don't be surprised if Chelsea goes after Lukaku. So there's that side of the story from Matt Law, who's well connected with Chelsea, mind you. And then you have the other side of Jan Age Foytov, Team Haaland, and Dortmund situation, where they're saying, and they've said it many a times, Jan Age has said that Team Haaland fancies Chelsea. Haaland looks at the Chelsea team and he actually pictures himself playing for Chelsea. He likes what he sees, what Chelsea has with the caliber of players that we have. But he goes on to say that it will take a big bid. It will take somewhere, we've heard this particular knowledge of 175 million euros, that it will take somewhere in that particular region, which comes down to about 150 million pounds. In recent times, the hierarchies of Dortmund have come out and said as well that we've got no intention of letting Haaland go because we want to keep him. We've lost Sancho. We want to keep him. However, what do you do when a madman comes in with in excess of 175 million euros or 200 million euros? What do? You do need to think about it, and you probably do need to make it happen. And I feel like there's some substance to that as well, because how can Dortmund say no to that level of money? It just sounds unbelievable for me to deny that level of money, because they could go out there and buy so many players, and their scouting system is so good, they could possibly do that. I know there's the story of they could say no to it as well because they believe with Haaland they can, do well in the Bundesliga. I don't know whether they win it. Maybe they can do well in the Bundesliga, get top 4 again, make it to the Champions League. In the Champions League with Haaland, maybe they can make a good run again, and perhaps they can make a lot more money as opposed to just cleaning up on the Haaland deal. And then, as you guys know, I had declared who I can see in this live chat as well. And I'm going to talk about some of these comments that you guys are posting. I just want to give my perspective first before I get into the comments. You guys heard when I had the last fans calling session, Declared came in, which honestly made me think a little bit, where he said, and I think there's some substance to this as well, that perhaps the deal with Haaland is probably already done. If we believe in the fact that Chelsea generally does the business under the table, no one knows about it, literally no one has any idea about it, then maybe this deal is already done. Everyone kind of, the key people kind of knows about it, and Dortmund wants to keep it as a hush-hush so that they can do their business without other clubs trying to fork out money out of their pocket, knowing that they've got all of this Haaland money. That's why they got Daniel Haaland for about 30 million euros. Had PSV had known that they're sitting on that level of money, the Haaland money, maybe Daniel Haaland becomes, somewhere around 40 million pounds or maybe 40 million euros or maybe 45, 50 million euros. So maybe they're trying to do all of this business so that other clubs don't try and screw them with the money. So there's that. And now we come to the situation where Jan Age Voigthoff literally a few days ago saying there is a deadline within the next 7 to 10 days, possibly by the end of, not this week, maybe by mid next week, when the season really starts kicking things off, that there is a deadline. And Dortmund apparently don't want to do a particular deal that's going to go till the end of this month. You got to understand, obviously, the transfer season or the transfer window is open till the end of this particular month, but Dortmund doesn't want it to drag out till the end of this month. And now the Simon Johnson news has come up with the Lukaku thing that we've bid twice. Now, here's another twist that I want to throw to you guys. There's been news about the whole Haaland situation. Fabrizio Romano has told us that apparently we are not going to put in a particular bid for Erling Haaland if we don't believe that it's going to be accepted by Chelsea. So, which made all of us think that, okay, Chelsea's preparing a bid that's going to be 100% going to be agreed by Dortmund and Team Haaland. But then it feels like it's very contradicting with the news that we're seeing now with Lukaku, where apparently Chelsea have bid twice. Why are you bidding twice and it's getting failed? And if you should generally know about it. If you're putting a bid and it's coming up as failed, I mean, that just shows that you haven't done the homework. So it kind of contradicts. Like, you're not going to do that with Dortmund because you believe that the bid that you're going to put is the one that they should agree. But then you're not doing the same thing with Lukaku, which it all just doesn't make sense to me. This is why it's so crazy. All right, let's have a look at this first super chat before I look at some of your comments, ladies and gentlemen. iTest Merchant, thank you so much. It's been a long time since I saw you in this particular channel. Really good to see you. Why can't we slap 140 million for Kane and Test Spurs? So let's talk about this Spurs thing as well before I catch up with you guys on the comments. We've now spoken about Lukaku's situation. We've now spoken about Erling Haaland's situation. Let's have a talk about this Kane situation now. As I said, Harry Kane was actually Thomas Tuchel's first choice selection. He was not after Erling Haaland. He was not after Romelu Lukaku. Harry Kane was his first choice. Now, we all know the rivalry side of things stops it from happening, but I've always maintained that we need to get over that boundary. We need to get into a situation where we can do business with Spurs. I mean, at the end of the day, it all comes down to money, and money is the biggest talkie. If we think about fans that are going to think Harry Kane, as betraying Spurs, those fans need to get over it, honestly. Like many of Chelsea players that have moved on to different clubs, as a mature fan, we need to get over these sort of things. Harry Kane, when you look at his Spurs tenure, like, he's given enough time, honestly. He's given his blood and soul for a club like Spurs. He's played for them in the Champions League final, tried his level best under Pochettino, tried his level best under Jose Mourinho, and it just didn't happen. And now he's got to a point where, he wants to leave and win silverware. Now, City are the biggest favorite for Harry Kane, and I think Harry Kane fancies City as well. And City are about to wrap up the whole situation with Jack Grealish, and they're going to focus then on Harry Kane. But if for a particular instance, if Harry Kane, the whole Spurs situation with Man City doesn't go into plans, if Daniel Levy does not like the sum of money that they're receiving from Man City. As iTest is saying, why can't we go out there and just give Thomas Tuchel what we need? If Man City, and Man City apparently has already bid 100 million for Harry Kane, which Spurs have rejected. Spurs won more than 100 million. I don't know how much they won, 110, 120, 130, I don't know. But they definitely haven't accepted 100 million. I just don't understand that if that's the case, and if Man City gets priced out because they're already spending 100 million on Jack Grealish, they probably have another 100 million for Harry Kane as well. But if for some reason Spurs are not accepting that 100 million from City, why can't we go in and just slap whatever it is that we have to get someone like Harry Kane and just get the job done? Now, a lot of people can say, well, if you're going to do that, if you're going to pay 140 million for Kane, well, you might as well pay the extra 10 million or 20 million and get the Erling Haaland deal over the line, because Erling Haaland, he's younger, he's got a lot more longevity. Who knows where Harry Kane's, injury situation is gonna plan out? Because let's be honest, Harry Kane over the last 2 or 3 seasons, I don't think he's had a full season. He's been injured, and he's been injured for a little while every single season. So that could pose a bit of concerns. But as I said, this is Thomas Tuchel's first choice. So watch this space, because a lot of the articles as well, the Athletic have said it, and Matt Law himself, that perhaps a player swap with Tammy and whatnot. And we'll talk about Tammy. I don't think Tammy wants to go to Spurs. Even Zuma was touted to go to Spurs. Something like that could possibly transpire, but let's see what happens. All right, let's read some of your comments about this whole situation, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what you guys have to say. Let's go from the top. All right, let's see what Declared has to say. This story contradicted a lot of what has been said. 2 bids, and we were told that Chelsea only makes bids. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about, actually. Let's just bring up this particular screen. Guys, we've got over 112 people live. Let's get the likes up to well over 100. As I said, I cannot stress enough how much the likes helps out the particular channel, the growth of the channel. And if you guys are constantly enjoying this particular channel, which you have, I see you guys on a regular basis, smash the like button, get it all the way to 100 likes straight away, no hesitations. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe, guys. I'm going to go through some of your comments now. The juicy ones, of course. All right, Declared is saying the story contradicted a lot of what has been said. 2 bids, and we were told that Chelsea only makes bids when they will be accepted. This also can be to show Dortmund that we have options as well. Yeah, look, this is why I'm confused, guys. This is why I'm seriously confused as to, in one side, we are saying we are not going to bid for Erling Haaland until we know that that bid is going to be accepted. But then we go and do this with Lukaku, where 2 bids have been rejected. Like, I don't know what makes sense anymore. I mean, in my logic that I've just presented to you just a moment ago, I thought that Lukaku wanted to stay at Inter Milan. It looked like he wanted to stay. All of his social media stuff that he's doing lately, he's literally tagging Inter Milan. He's training, he's tagging Inter Milan, and he seems very happy at Inter Milan. And I was just in the notion that he's staying. Do you know what I mean? And the Athletic actually has confirmed that in-house conversations and whatnot has said that Lukaku doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay. So it just doesn't make sense. I mean, are we going to now put a 3rd bid for Lukaku? And the whole thing about Declared saying here that maybe it's a push, maybe it's a smokescreen, maybe it's a push to Dortmund that accept our bid or you'll end up getting half of that next season with Haaland's release clause, or don't think that we are absolutely hung on Haaland because we're trying to get something else done simultaneously as well. So yeah, it could possibly be a transfer trick. But if Dortmund are actually going out there and balling out and spending money, I know they've got the Sancho money, but let's not beat around the bush. Bundesliga have lost a lot of money during this pandemic, and I don't think someone like Dortmund would be immune to financial stress. So that Sancho money, how much has it really helped them with the transfer budget? I don't know. Maybe it was there for balancing the books. I don't know, but apparently they still want to do a few more business. So you need to ask yourself, well, where are you getting all of this money then? I mean, if Sancho money was there to help out your club with the pandemic and whatnot, where are you getting these extra other money? Maybe it's from Champions League qualification. They went as far as the quarterfinals. I don't know. It's just, it's such a confusing situation at the moment. It's a matter of who do you want to believe? Do you want to believe the Chelsea correspondents, or do you want to believe the Jan Arge Foytoft and the Norwegian cam, the Haaland cam, and the Dortmund situation? It's very, very confusing, and I hope over the next few days it does get cleared up a lot more. Bottom line, we need a striker. That's the bottom line. Whether it's Haaland, whether it's Lukaku, whether it's Kane, and I hope it's these three. I would really hate it if it's anything outside of these three. If it's anything outside of these three, like the players that I've seen you guys comment on, like your Dusan Vlahovic and so on and so forth, honestly, I beg you guys, please, I don't want any of these secondary players. I know they look good, but I want a top dog. I want either Lukaku, Harry Kane, or Erling Haaland. And if it's none of them, then we should do our level best to see if Tammy can still stay on, or if Armando Broja can be a backup, because I don't mind the combination of Timo Werner and Kai Havertz playing up top. And then sometimes if it's Kai Havertz and you have your other two inside forwards with either Mason Mount or Ziyech or Pulisic or Callum Hudson-Odoi, and then you have someone like Armando Broja as a backup. I really don't want us to go out there and get someone for 3, 4, 5 years contract. And then what do we do next season when Erling Haaland's buyout clause comes into play? We better be going after that next season as well. I'm not going to be one of those people that thinks that, next season, we've got no scope. We've got no chance. No, we should have a chance. We should 100% have a chance. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more competition. Yes, there's going to be the Real Madrids, the PSGs, the Man Cities. Every dog and cat club is going to come after Haaland. But we should be able to sell him a project and give him the wages, because the transfer fee is going to be a lot less. It's literally going to be half. We should still be in the mix of getting someone like Erling Haaland. And if that's the case, getting someone like Dusan Vlahovic or Danny Ings, whoever else, it doesn't make sense, because they're going to end up being a secondary or third player anyway when you still have Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, unless you're really thinking of getting rid of Timo Werner, which I don't think we should. We should still check him out and see what's happening in that particular situation. All right, let's check out some of your other comments here. Let's look at this one from Roby. Guys, let's get those likes up while we checking out the comments. We are going to talk about Tammy Abraham very, very soon, and then we're going to talk about Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. So it's going to get very, very interesting. So let's have a look at these comments. Roby is saying, I think the narrative Lukaku wants to come to Chelsea and prove himself is false. It's twice he rejected Chelsea for personal reasons. First for Pogba, he went to United, and now he's settled in Inter. Yeah, Lukaku, you're probably right, man. And once again, Declared, I keep saying Declared has said this a few times on this particular channel, that he doesn't tend to think that Lukaku really wants to prove himself at Chelsea. A lot of the journalists, especially the Chelsea journalists, your Matt Laws, your Simon Johnsons, your Liam Toomey, the Athletic, they constantly keep drumming this particular beat that Lukaku has some unfinished business, that he would want to come back. I don't know whether they're just building up a narrative that just doesn't exist, or maybe there is something to it. But maybe you're right, Roby. I'm starting to believe what you're saying. And as I said, I'm starting to believe what Declared saying, that maybe he's not interested to come back. Because if you are interested to come back, then you'd be here. You'd be here by now. You would have told Inter Milan that your intention is to leave, and Chelsea's looking for a striker. So put the two together. Do you know what I mean? Like, we are looking for a big-time striker. You're a good striker. This would have happened. So Yeah, in this day and age, I don't think it's that difficult if you want a particular club that you won't be in that club. Like, for example, Declan Rice situation. He wants Chelsea. And I know, honestly, I'll be very, very surprised if Declan Rice ends up anywhere else. You guys know very well, I'm not the biggest advocate for Declan Rice to come to Chelsea, but this seems inevitable because this player wants Chelsea and Chelsea wants him as well. So when two parties want something, so in this case, Chelsea wants Lukaku, seems like two bids. And if Lukaku wanted it as well, then he would be in this club right now. So maybe you're right, Roby, man. Maybe Lukaku doesn't want this. And if that's the case, what are we doing wasting our time with these bids? And if that's the case as well, why are we lying about the whole situation about Haaland that we're only going to bid when they accept it, but we're doing totally the opposite thing with Lukaku? Let's check out some more comments here before we move on to the Tammy Abraham situation. All right. Meanwhile, guys, please smash the like button. 150 of you guys are live. Let's get those likes up to 100 as we are speaking. It'll be very, very good to get that out. Okay, this is interesting. Harry Kane has not shown up for COVID test at training ground. Some people are actually saying maybe he's taken a permission to not show up in training. Some are saying that Messi's apparently done the same thing and then he eventually went back to the club. Let me know what you guys think about this particular news about Harry Kane not showing up to Tottenham's training. This was meant to be his first day. I mean, is he really putting a stance? Some are saying this was a gentleman's agreement from last season, that he said that he's not going to be joining Spurs anymore. When you really deep this particular situation, guys, it makes sense. Why would Harry Kane still stay at Spurs? Why would he stay at Spurs? Spurs are in the Conference League. That is a level below Europa. I mean, Harry Kane was playing Europa last season, and that was a disrespect to his name, I believe, because someone of his caliber should be playing in the Champions League. He's probably one of the best strikers at the moment, the complete package, who can score goals, drop deep, help out in midfield, has the passing ability, maybe doesn't have the pace, but shooting, technical ability, the lot, he's got everything else. He's just a phenomenal striker. For him to be in the Conference League this season, I can't imagine how that how that would happen. So perhaps he is pushing a move. Perhaps he doesn't want to come, back to Spurs. And there was already rumors that he doesn't want to be, playing against City, which is their first game. So I think this move is definitely happening. Let's check out some more news before we go into the Tammy. Check out some more comments before we go into the Tammy Abraham news. I did see a super chat here earlier on. Let me just bring that super chat out, guys, before we move on. Okay, I think here we go. This is the super chat. See, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. To everyone that constantly provides the super chat, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate the support that you guys are showing for the channel. Honestly, the money is literally getting reinvested back to this particular channel. As I said, for the Spurs game, which I will announce again down the track on this particular channel, for this particular stream, we are sending Taryn and Jonathan, that you guys know who are part of this channel, the money that this channel has made so far, we are sending Taryn and Jonathan to the match for the Spurs game, which is coming up, and we are going to be streaming, bringing you guys live stream of hopefully the trophy parade and pre-match show as well, where we get to see the stadium, where we get to talk about the lineups. We will have a vlog as well the day after. We're definitely not going to be able to show the match because that would be going against the whole ideology of paying for the match and whatnot. It's probably not going to be able to show that. But even post-match with the review, the guys will be at the stadium. Hopefully we can see some pictures of the players. So literally all your support is going towards the channel, and we're going to be doing far more madness. Hopefully we can get opportunities to go to a Champions League night as well and bring you the stream from straight from the stadium to you guys. But yeah, let's have a look at this particular super chat here from C. Thank you so much. Haaland going to Real next window, then they're going to get Mbappe and Pogba on freeze, and the only transfer fee they'd have to pay is Haaland 75 million. Wow. I mean, that would be the rebuild of the Galacticos, wouldn't it? That would literally be the rebuild, because gone are those days where you had the Brazilian Ronaldo, Raul, Zidane, David Beckham, Roberto Carlos, Figo. I mean, that particular team had glamorous names, and they were known as the Galacticos. Ruud van Nistelrooy was another one. So it's been a long time since they've done something like that. Obviously, since then they had Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, but it was never, I suppose, gave that Galactico vibe for a very long time. But if they're able to do this, where Mbappe will be for a free, Pogba will be for a free, if they can get those particular players for a free and then add Haaland next season. But the biggest question is, does Real Madrid have the money to pay all these wages? Because players like Mbappe and Pogba and Haaland, they're going to be demanding immense wages. So what do? Are you going to have a clear out of Benzema, Eden Hazard? Is he going to be part of the particular team? Are they going to get rid of Hazard? Already, obviously, they've lost Sergio Ramos and Varane, and I'm pretty sure they would have been on very high wages. So yeah, watch this space. You may be right. You may be onto something, see? That maybe that project might seem very exciting for Haaland, that when you have Mbappe and Pogba, wow. That's global domination right there, if you can do that. But it's also interesting that Mbappe is going to be a free transfer. And, if the deal with Real Madrid is not 100% concrete, then there should be a bidding war for Mbappe as well, to be honest. All right, let's talk about the Tammy Abraham news, guys. Tammy Abraham situation was very interesting. I'm just going to try and see if I can bring out this particular tweet from West Ham, I think. Let me just bring this up. Apparently, Tammy Abraham spoke to Arteta post-match. Let me see if I can bring that up. West Ham transfers, is this the one? Let's have a look. What do they have? Nikola Milinkovic. Just give me a moment, guys. I'm just trying to find out that particular tweet. I think it was West Ham Central. Let me just quickly find this, guys. Bear with me. Oh, maybe it was ex-employee, actually. It was a news from ex-employee, ex-West Ham employee. Let me just see if he has this particular tweet there. These guys tweet so much. There's news about Zuma again. Anyways, look, maybe the news is not in any of their tweets. I did see it somewhere, but I just can't remember where it is. But basically, the bottom line, guys, with the whole Tammy Abraham situation is that I just want to quickly see this. What is Lukaku's conversion? Okay, yeah. Adrian saying, what is Lukaku's conversion rate? I'll have to check out the stats, but I don't really have it right in front of me. But we'll talk about that again down the track. But going back to the Tammy Abraham situation, apparently, guys, Tammy Abraham, post yesterday's match against Arsenal, had a conversation with Mikel Arteta. And off the back of that particular conversation with Mikel Arteta, he's apparently convinced. He's convinced he wants to join Arsenal. And the whole situation with West Ham, because West Ham was interested in Tammy Abraham as well, but apparently West Ham cannot offer or afford what Tammy is asking in terms of transfer fee, which is approximately, in terms of wages, which is approximately 140k pounds per week. Now, this is interesting. Obviously, there was rumors a while back that Chelsea has offered a contract extension for Tammy Abraham. I think this was maybe a season ago or 2 seasons ago, but Tammy Abraham didn't accept it because it wasn't that 140k per week scenario that he was looking for. It was a lot less than that. And in all honesty, at that point, I was sort of thinking, I mean, why wouldn't someone like Tammy Abraham want more money? Because in his first season under Frank Lampard, he scored a lot of goals. He did well. I still didn't believe that he was a particular player that could lead us to winning a Premier League title. I just didn't think that he had that technical ability as yet, that X factor that we need as a Chelsea striker that we've seen with Diego Costa, that we've seen with Didier Drogba. I just didn't have that vibe with Tammy Abraham. So I was like, look, if you believe in him, then fine, go out and pay for him. But if you don't believe in him, I understand that you're not paying those particular wages. And obviously, Tammy Abraham didn't pay, didn't agree on that particular transfer extension. And there was also rumors that he was a bit annoyed at the fact that you got someone like Callum Hudson-Odoi who's on 120k a week, and he hasn't had an impact as Tammy. And that's why he didn't want to sign that contract extension. And obviously, since then, Frank Lampard has been sacked. Thomas Tuchel has come in, and literally Tammy Abraham's whole career at Chelsea has gone south. And now so much so that he's not favoured and is being told to leave the club. And he's apparently been looking for a club to join for a while now. And there's been some rumours internally that apparently there's been some talks from his real estate agent that he's already looked for a particular property near North London, near the Arsenal area, and apparently he's already locked in a particular house. And now these conversations about him, these talks about him having a conversation with Mikel Arteta post-match and being convinced to join Arsenal kind of makes me think that this guy's made his mind that he wants to join Arsenal. I mean, yesterday's performance, let's talk a little bit about yesterday's performance and also the last one. I mean, the last particular, once again, guys, I will get to your comments after I finish this whole thing about Tammy Abraham, and then I'll get into the comments that you guys have for this particular news. People are still talking about Haaland here. We will touch on some of these comments. So yeah, his match against Bournemouth, honestly, Tammy Abraham probably should have scored a hat-trick, just didn't. This is the thing about Tammy Abraham. He just looks a bit awkward. Heading ability is not there. He missed a clear header against Bournemouth. Even against Arsenal, yeah, he scored that goal. Really, really good goal, the winner. Nice goal, slotted in brilliantly. But once again, should have had a hat-trick. This is the thing. We create enough chances. We don't have a potent striker to put it away. And that's not just Tammy. Even someone like Timo Werner was having issues yesterday. Once again, the same sort of issues. But, I want to see a little bit more of Timo this season before, I start making my judgment. Obviously, that was his first game back after the Euros. That's probably been about 4 weeks that he's been away. So it was just worrying that the same sort of traits were being seen again. So, Tammy, once again, there were a few opportunities, especially there was one where I think it was Zappacosta that cut the ball back, and literally he was right in front of the goal and he fluffed the shot. That shot should have been in the back of the net. That's your bread and butter as a striker, literally inside the D. He needs to put it in the back of the net, but he missed it. I don't mind, to be honest. I don't mind him going to Arsenal. But one thing is certain: if this particular transfer happens, which looks like it will, Tammy has been told to leave, then undoubtedly we need to get a striker. We 100% need to get a striker. And as I said, it has to be the three. And if it's not any of those top three, just put Broja as your backup. So West Ham apparently can't afford Tammy Abraham's wages, which is probably understandable. £140,000 a week, probably a bit out of their reach. And Arsenal, I want to ask you guys this question, live chat. What do you think? Do you think Tammy Abraham starts for Arsenal? I mean, they've got Aubameyang, who was looking good. He looked electric in terms of pace and whatnot, but he was missing opportunities as well. Lacazette, I don't know what his future is at Chelsea, but does Tammy start for Arsenal? I tend to think he may. He actually may start for Arsenal, and he may put in the goals. He'll probably be a good addition for Arsenal. And he seems to get a lot of disrespect from Arsenal. He gets a lot of disrespect from us as well. But at the end of the day, look, there is a decent player in Tammy Abraham. He's just not a player that's gonna win you the title. That's my belief. Some of you guys are saying that he's an Arsenal fan from childhood, so that's perfect as well. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about this whole Tammy Abraham to Arsenal. Do you think he's going to start for Arsenal? Do you think this is the destination for him as well? West Ham are after him as well. Let's check out some of your comments and talk about some of these things now. People wanting to know about Jules Koundé. Look, Koundé hopefully will happen. I think most of the news that's been coming out from the Athletic, and once again, if you believe in the Athletic, which they have a lot of reliable sources, a lot of reliable journalists, they're saying that Chelsea will make this happen. Whether there is a player transfer or not, or player plus cash, it doesn't matter. Even if that doesn't happen, they will pay hard cash and make Jules Koundé their signing. Zuma is the one, obviously, that's in contention to leave the club, and West Ham is in hot pursuit because Zuma wants to stay in London. That's why Spurs were kind of rumoured as well. So expect Koundé to happen, hopefully. I mean, hopefully it doesn't turn out to be one of that, Hakimi sort of situation. All right, Roby. Tammy's evaluation has up to 40 million again after that goal. Look, I was saying this all along yesterday in the game that had this guy just bagged all the goals that he was meant to be bagging yesterday, he literally should have had another hat-trick on top of a hat-trick that he probably should have had against Bournemouth as well. He would have been snapped up by now. He literally would have been snapped up by Arsenal or West Ham or whoever. I still think 40 million is a decent price. I think at the end of the day, he's one of the most decent strikers in the Premier League. Let's be honest about that. He was our top scorer for a while last season, and that's without even playing. So, he will put the goals away. It's just not consistent enough. That's the issue. But 40 million is a decent price, and I hope Arsenal pays that, because anything less than that, there was rumours about 30 million. I just find that very, very... I mean, anytime we want to buy an English player, everyone screws us with the money. But when one of our players who's an English player, who's decent as well, let's be honest, Tammy Abraham's no slouch. I mean, as I said, he's not someone who's going to be... I personally don't think someone for Chelsea that can win the league. But for Arsenal, maybe he can pump the goals in. So 40 million should be a no-brainer. All right, let's have a look at this comment here from Dhruv. Dhruv, nice to see you, my man, on the live chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we still got over 200 people live. Let's get the likes up to over 100. Literally, we're 11 away from 100 likes. That'll be a nice milestone, and then we can chase after the 150 before we end the stream, probably in about 20 minutes or so. So let's get those likes up to 150. We're going to continue to talk about Tammy Abraham with a few more comments, and then we're going to touch on Ruben Loftus-Cheek right at the end and wrap things up, and then some final announcement as well. All right, Dhruv is saying, hi, Miz, only the British tier ones are saying about Lukaku because they are probably being told to be quiet about Haaland. So it's probably a smokescreen for Haaland. Look, perhaps, my man, perhaps, Dhruv, because maybe Chelsea, this is a policy that, try and divert the people's mind, try and divert the fans and other journalists, other clubs, and just keep the wider community confused and not know anything about it, so that Chelsea can get all the deals done under the table without much sort of publicity. Because once it becomes really, really public, it becomes very difficult. Other clubs starts demanding more money, so on and so forth. Agents start asking for more money because it becomes a lucrative sort of situation. So perhaps, man, but what's there to gain as well? What's there to gain? I mean, it's not like some of these reporters are paid by Chelsea. I highly doubt they're paid by Chelsea Football Club. So what's there to gain to tell them to feed wrong news? Because all the other time, it's not like they're feeding them wrong news. They're literally feeding them the correct news. So there's two sides of it, Dhruv. So yeah, you could perhaps believe that if you think that, yep, it's Erling Haaland 100%, then you sort of build that narrative that, yeah, this may be the policy. But, you know, one has to be realistic about the Erling Haaland situation as well. Look, I personally still think it is Erling Haaland, but I don't know. I'm literally confused. I'm literally confused. This one here from Deals. I think Tammy Abraham may end up at Aston Villa instead of Arsenal. I actually put out a poll on Twitter the other day saying that I personally think a move to Aston Villa would have been fantastic for Tammy Abraham, because Aston Villa's doing madness at the moment. They got Buendia, they got Leon Bailey. Their project is looking good. They've got Bertrand Traore, they've got Ollie Watkins, you know, Tyrone Mings. McGinn is a very good player. They're showing a lot of ambition, and I don't know, you know, what their plans are for this particular upcoming season. I mean, they just finished behind Arsenal, I believe, last season. I think this season they're really going to push to try and enter that top six and get one of the European spots, whether it be Europa League. I think the Champions League spot's going to be too difficult, but Europa League, maybe in the top six, may not be too far away from them. Do you know what I mean? So I thought for someone like Tammy, if there was serious interest from Aston Villa, which I think there was some links previously, and he's played for Aston Villa previously as well in the Championship. He's had a stint there and he's banged in goals for them. So they should know his profile. He should know the setup of Aston Villa. This would have been a nice bit of a move for Tammy Abraham to Aston Villa because of the ambition. Arsenal, I know they've bought Ben White and Lukaku and whatnot, and obviously they're one of the, in terms of money, yeah, they're one of the bigger clubs, but in terms of the I suppose the form and where they are in their situation, they're definitely not one of the bigger clubs. They're not even in Europe altogether. And some may say that may be a good thing, and maybe they can push on in the Premier League and try and get one of the European spots. But Aston Villa is showing a lot more ambition. Literally, Aston Villa was about to bag Emile Smith-Rowe from Arsenal. Aston Villa is bullying Arsenal in this transfer window where they've taken Buendia straight out of their hands. So I would have liked to see Tammy Abraham there, but he wants to go to Arsenal because, look, let's face it, he's a fan. He wants to go there. His family follows Arsenal apparently, so it is what it is. Let's read a couple of more comments on this particular news before we move on to the Ruben Loftus-Cheek situation. There is a super chat that I want to get to. Chelsea's own, my man, it's been a while since I've seen you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, as I said, to everyone that provides the super chat. It helps out the channel a lot. And then, you know, everything is literally going to go back to this particular channel. So thank you so much, guys. Chelsea's own. There's no way the board can just sell Giroud and Tammy without a replacement. That's why I'm sure we'll get a striker this season. Yeah. When you logically think this, guys, Giroud is gone and he's already balling at AC Milan. He's scored a goal over the weekend in their friendly over there. So he's gone. Tammy Abraham is not favoured one bit. Tammy Abraham is not favoured in this particular football club. He's not rated by Thomas Tuchel. And you know, now there's strong interest towards Arsenal. He's probably going to make a move towards Arsenal. I think if any of this conversation is, any of these rumors are correct about him having a conversation with Mikel Arteta and Arsenal showing some interest as well, then this move should happen. As I said, if the club wants you and the player wants the club, it should generally gel together and it should happen. So Giroud gone, Tammy Abraham gone. we are left with literally no backup. Even if you play with the Kai Havertz and Timo Werner up front, which is what we've seen in the first 45 minutes, we need another striker. We 100% need another striker. And I can't see how Thomas Tuchel does not, I can't see how Roman Abramovich does not back Thomas Tuchel. I literally cannot see, after winning the Champions League and showing ambition so much and saying the stuff that Thomas Tuchel has been saying in the press conference, that he wants to chase Man City this season and he wants to hunt down Man City for the Premier League title. You need to back Thomas Tuchel. You really do. You have to back Thomas Tuchel and you need to give him a striker. I'll be very, very surprised if we don't get either a Haaland or a Lukaku or a Kane, because literally all of these three are up for grabs. They're really up for grabs. It just shows, it literally needs money. Money does the talking here, and money will change anyone's perspective, because at the end of the day, these players, they know coming to Chelsea, they're confirmed of winning titles. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not coming to a Mickey Mouse club. Chelsea Football Club, if you're coming to Chelsea Football Club, especially this season, you are going to win trophies, hopefully. I mean, we are up for Super Cup. Hopefully we get that in the bag. We are up for Club World Cup. We're going to go again in the Champions League, and we are going to give it our best shot in the Premier League and the domestic cups as well. So they know you're going to win titles. This is what we do at Chelsea Football Club. We win titles. So, we won the Europa not that long ago. Yeah, the Premier League's been a bit of time, but literally we've been in FA Cup finals 2 seasons in a row. We've been in Carabao Cup final under Sarri. So we're going to get opportunities to win titles. So we've got to back Thomas Tuchel, and we've got to back him with any of those three strikers. I know there's names of Robert Lewandowski's getting thrown around as well. I don't mind him either, honestly. People talk about stopgap. Robert Lewandowski is probably the only stopgap that I would probably appreciate, because I still think he's got 2 to 3 seasons good in him, and he's going to ball out as well. He's absolutely going to ball out. All right, there's another super chat here before we go on to the Ruben Loftus-Cheek news. King Asvel, thank you so much, my man, for the super chat here. Search Alessandro Pera on Instagram and you'll be shocked to see who follows. I think he's the third party for Haaland deal. Ooh. Let's check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know who Alessandro Pera follows. I've got no idea. First of all, who is Alessandro Pera on Instagram? Let me know, live chat, who this person is. I might just check this out. Meanwhile, guys, let's get those likes up. We've literally got over 200 people. Let's get those likes up to over 150. We've got the 100 milestone. Thank you so much, guys. As I said, I can't stress enough how much these likes help out the channel, helps out the growth of this particular channel. Make sure you're subscribing as well. We are off to 7,000 subscribers. We are running wild at the moment. You guys are enjoying it. I can tell you're enjoying it. So smash the like button. Let's get the likes up to over 150 during this stream as a target. Let's bring this up. Alessandro Pera. Alessandro Pera, CEO and co-founder happening, part of Assad Ventures, celebrity of international fashion brands. Thiago Silva, Gianluca Di Marzio. So what you're saying is you'll be shocked to see who follows. I think he's third party for Haaland deal. So who follows? It'll be very tough to see. Let's have a look. Thiago Silva follows, Edouard Mendy follows, Kurt Zouma follows, Fabrizio Romano, Jorginho, Gianluca Di Marzio. There must be many other people probably follow. Let's have a look at the followers. Anyway, yeah, let me know, King, as well. What do you exactly mean by that? Maybe I can talk a little bit more. No need for Haaland. Check out Nizar's latest tweet. Maybe a new midfielder. We'll talk about that NHK. Probably another stream. If there is something happening with a new midfielder. Obviously, we are open for a midfielder as well. The beautiful game is saying stopgap 50 million. No. I mean, beautiful game. You can't say no to Lewandowski though, right? I mean, he's a sensational player. Not sure what the lay. Okay, stop wasting time on Lukaku and let's focus on Haaland. Yeah, 100%. As I said, my first choice is Haaland. Cypher. Yeah, Amari's saying Alfie Haaland is Spain meeting third party. Okay, look, yeah, I'm not really entirely sure about the last super chat as to how all of that is connected. I'm not entirely sure about that, but elaborate on that, guys. Let's talk about the Ruben Loftus-Cheek story now, guys. I'm going to bring this up from Simon Phillips. Yeah, let's see if there's any other update from Simon Phillips. Meanwhile, so is the Livramento deal done and dusted? Maybe the Livramento deal is done and dusted. As I said, I will have the Livramento show with a couple of Southampton fans, hopefully. So that will be a nice way to look at it, as opposed to talking about it now. All right, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, ladies and gentlemen, this is what has come up from Sky Sports News. Ruben Loftus-Cheek's plans to remain at Stamford Bridge this season. There were some conversations post-match yesterday. Look, I personally thought that was a tremendous game from Ruben Loftus-Cheek versus Arsenal. That was probably the best I've seen Ruben for Chelsea since the injury. Against Bournemouth, he looked okay-ish, not the greatest, but against Arsenal, blockbuster runs from midfield deep. He was playing, I suppose, in a sort of three in the midfield with Kovacic playing as the deepest midfielder, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Ziyech in the midfield operating as well. I've got a video coming out, which I'll announce down the track. Do look out for that video, which is literally a clip of the review yesterday that we did post-match, that elaborates this whole situation of the midfield three where Ziyech and Ruben Loftus-Cheek played. But Ruben looked exceptional yesterday. He looked exceptional. The way he was driving, his dribbling. There was an opportunity in the first half as well where he came in late into the box. I think it was a ball cut in from Hudson-Odoi, and Ruben's shot, I think it either was blocked by a defender or it was saved by the goalkeeper. I can't exactly remember, but he was looking good. He was looking good. And I tweeted yesterday saying that I have seen enough of yesterday's game from Ruben Loftus-Cheek to say that I'm convinced that he should at least be part of the squad. I'm not saying he starts, but he should be at least part of the squad because he brings something different. He's the way he carries the ball, his physique, the way he just bumps off players from his body and drives through and then opens up the game. He's got the shooting technique. He's got the aerial ability. We don't have a beast like Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We literally don't have a beast like Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And I think he gives a different dimension to someone like Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel would appreciate that coming off the bench or using him in certain games. It's a long season. He should get minutes. There could be, I hope not, but most likely there may be some injuries, out of form as well. So you can use a player like Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And I was convinced off the back of that particular performance that Ruben should be part of the squad. But Thomas Tuchel came out post-match. Obviously, people were asking him that, what do you think about Ruben's performance? And he was saying that it was a good performance, but he wants Ruben to continue like this and push himself. And he was saying that him and his backroom staff wants to keep pushing Ruben Loftus-Cheek to the limit. And he also went on to say that Ruben Loftus-Cheek's future is literally in Ruben Loftus-Cheek's hand. It's in no one else's hand. The harder he works, the harder he pushes himself to the limit, the greater chance he has to be playing for Chelsea Football Club. So it's a bit of a mixed sort of comment from Thomas Tuchel. It's not really saying that he doesn't fancy him to be in the squad, but at the same time, it's not really saying that he's 100% guaranteed as well. There were some rumors that apparently he could be loaned to particular teams in Germany. There was obviously rumors towards Lazio with Sarri. Germany could be a good possibility for loans because of Thomas Tuchel's connections over there. But I would love to see this player be part of Chelsea Football Club next season, be a squad player. Whether Ruben Loftus-Cheek wants that, looks like he does. Ruben Loftus-Cheek plans to remain at Stamford Bridge. He feels at home. He feels like this is where he belongs. He seems a bit out of sorts when he goes on loans. He didn't look completely right with Fulham, but then again, it was his first season back from a serious injury, so that could possibly take a bit of time. He had a decent loan spell ages ago with Crystal Palace, so it's not like he can't do loans, but I genuinely think he wants to stay and fight for his spot. And I think someone like Thomas Tuchel will really push him and get the best out of him. Whether Thomas Tuchel keeps him, we're linked with a particular midfielder, we let go someone like Billy Gilmour on loan. We've been interested with Declan Rice. We've been interested in Tchouameni, Boubacar Kamara. So, what happens when we get a player like them? Is Ruben still going to have an opportunity in midfield? If you play with the 2-3 midfielders, yeah, perhaps he can. But yeah, live chat, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you want to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek part of the squad for the upcoming season? Do you feel he brings something different? Or do you think it's better for him to go on a loan and keep on developing off the back of his injury and get back to his confidence level that we know and then come back? Let me know what your thoughts are in this particular situation. I thought he had a tremendous game against Arsenal. And I know we shouldn't just base it on that, but we've seen this particular player before as well, what a baller he is. So it's not like we're just solely judging on this. We do have the precedent, the history. And yesterday's performance just gave a little bit more sort of backing that I feel like he should be part of the squad. But Thomas Tuchel, we'll see what he has to, what he does. By the way, a lot of other players are coming back today. So your players like Mason Mount, Jorginho, Emerson, Reece James, Chilwell, they're all coming back today. So literally over the next few days, by the end of this week, we may see some of the players that we've seen so far in the preseason. We may not see them because soon they're going to have to go because most of the squad's back. So let's have a look at some of your comments for Ruben Loftus-Cheek before we wrap things up with some final announcements as well. Still over 200 of you guys live, guys. Let's get it up to 250 likes. Sorry, if we get to 250 likes, brilliant. Let's get it up to 150 likes, guys. Literally, we're about 33 likes away from 150 likes. It'll be a great milestone within the stream to get up to 150 likes. So let's do that. Helps out the channel a lot. Okay. Let's check out some of these comments. Mavu saying Ruben with the fire sign, 100%. Jules, let's see what Jules has to say. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a great player, just tends to lose the ball in certain cases when he does not have to. Yeah, and this is going to come through consistency. This is going to come through confidence level. The more he plays, the more this is going to stop being a bit of an issue. So that's my perspective on that. Marvo is saying, keep Ruben till January and see what happens to a loan out. Yeah, maybe that's a good shout. Maybe just check him out till at least January and see where this leads. If he gets game time and if he keeps building up his confidence, if he can be an impact for us. And if it doesn't work out, okay, fine. If he's still not confident enough, send him out on a loan in January and see where that takes him. But yeah, that's a good shout, Marvo. I do have to agree with that. Ruby's saying, Ruben was the best player for the first 30 minutes and then just disappeared. I wouldn't say he disappeared, but yeah, first 30 minutes, it was blockbuster. After that, I think we have to appreciate the intensity of the game. And this is what I've been saying. It is the preseason, and he needs to build back his fitness level. For a preseason game, that particular game against Arsenal was intense. Like the level of running, the back and forth, box-to-box football, that was mad. I did not think that it was going to be like that particular preseason game. So it was a good workout, no doubt, but I'm not surprised someone like Ruben Loftus-Cheek probably disappeared after 30 minutes. I wouldn't say disappeared, but he probably was getting tired. So and that shouldn't be a surprising thing because that match was in intense pace for a preseason game as well, where these players haven't really played, and especially someone like Ruben, who's literally just finding his feet back again. I'm sure over the course of the next few games, he will get that back. Jules is saying Ruben is great. He needs to keep him. Ruben is the real deal. Yeah, man. I mean, as I said, just gives a different option, different dimension. I don't think we have a Ruben Loftus-Cheek kind of a midfielder. So, yeah, it will only mean positive, to be honest. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is not a winner from best 20. What makes you say that? What makes you say that best 20 triple two joined triple two? Why do you think he's not a winner? I mean, he's been injured, man. I don't even know how you can say he's not a winner. He wants to stay within Chelsea. He wanted to stay last season as well under Frank Lampard. It's just it didn't work out, and then Frank sent him out on a loan with Fulham. And then with Fulham, we have to appreciate the fact that he just came back from an injury. It does take time. We are slowly only now starting to see the fruits of Cho after that injury. Now he's starting to look electric again. We need to understand how much these Achilles injuries really, really hurt the players. So I wouldn't go as to say that he's not a winner. I mean, the level of injuries Ruben Loftus-Cheek had to suffer, and for him to continuously come back, I think that shows immense winner quality, in my opinion. Marvo saying we need more squad depth in the midfield area. Yeah, look, I've seen some comments here from Ruben about Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley has to go. You know, the whole world-class Ross Barkley during the preseason is now a proper myth. We're not going to see that. Ross Barkley needs to leave, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I personally think, deserves a spell in this particular squad. Ruben is injury prone. We don't need that. Yeah, look, this is probably a legitimate comment. He is injury prone. You know, if we do keep him, God knows what's going to happen. We can't guarantee that he's going to be fit for the whole season. But it's a gamble I'm ready to take. As Marvo said, just check him out till December, see where it goes. Literally, I think that's how it needs to be planned. 6 months at a time, check him out, and then see if we can prolong with it. If he can have a proper impact for us for 6 months, maybe we can perhaps prolong that more than the 6 months. If he has good 6 months, then we can keep seeing how it goes. All right, King as well, thank you so much for the super chat. I believe this is happening the same way as Kai's deal, using a third party to deal. Oh, yeah, okay. I get what you're saying now, King as well. The whole Kai Havertz deal, there was a third party that was involved to make it happen. And now we've got a third party involved to make the Haaland deal happen. Yeah, look, perhaps, maybe we need some help, because it is a high-profile deal with Erling Haaland, 150 million pounds, and even that may not be enough. So, yeah, get every help as possible. Get every help as possible to get this deal done. I think the number one selection should be Erling Haaland, but if it's not him, please, I beg, make either Lukaku or Harry Kane happen, because I can't handle a secondary striker. Thomas Tuchel doesn't deserve a secondary striker. But yeah, King as well. Yeah, I've heard this particular comment before as well. So there is some substance to it. There's no doubt. All right, guys, we're going to start wrapping things up. I see Ishan on the live chat. Nice to see you, Ishan, my man. Ishan's saying, smash the like button. Guys, smash the goddamn like buttons. Why so stingy? We'll still have over 150 people. We'll literally have 22 likes away to get 150 likes, which will be fantastic. Let's get the likes to 150, as Ishan's saying, guys. Literally, it will be a good milestone to get up to 150 likes, which will be brilliant. Now we're 21 likes away to get that. While I make the final announcement, let's get the likes up to 150. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe as well. Guys, as I said, a couple of things happening. Straight after this stream, I'll be working on, well, I've already got this particular video done and dusted in the background. You know, it's literally a clip from yesterday's review, the match review, where we talked about the Ziyech, Ruben Loftus-Cheek midfield trial with Kovacic, and we did a tactical analysis. So we'll drop that very soon. So do check out for that, guys. Smash the like button as soon as that one drops. The likes on those videos and streams matter immensely. So do have your notifications on, guys. When that video drops, please go out there, watch it, like it, share it, comment on it. I want to hear exactly what you guys have to say about that. So do look out for that. And the other one is, of course, the Spurs game down the track, guys. We're going to do so many things. We're going to have Twitter posts coming out from that particular match day. We're going to have exclusive pictures from the stadium where it'll be pictures from us, from the other side of the coin. So do look out from the Twitter side of things. In YouTube, we're going to have the pre-match. We're going to have hopefully the trophy parade. We will have halftime show with the boys in Instagram Live. So do follow me on Instagram as well. Check out the links. All the links are in the description. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Follow everything on my socials. And then obviously post-match, we're going to do the review in YouTube for that particular match. So it's going to be mad. You do not want to miss out on that particular day where there's going to be so many things that's going to be happening. So guys, hope you've all enjoyed this particular stream. Like it, get the likes. Literally, we've got 14 more likes to 150 likes. Get the likes up to over 150. We still have 180 people live. And share it, guys. Share the particular stream with many out there. And I will see you guys again tomorrow, same time-ish. Hopefully, Ishan can join us and we'll talk about more transfer news. And yeah, lots and lots of movements will happen this week, hopefully. And hopefully some positive stuff for us. So yeah, until next time, everyone, take care and enjoy your day. See ya.